promotion, of course, right? Because they'd be just as fixed as the fixed stars. So it turns out, after more careful analysis. No, I'm saying that's crazy. If you guys have fetishes for Jewish and Israeli women, just be honest. Listen, okay, why wouldn't I just go straight for why wouldn't I just go straight for parrots or ravens or something else with a big beak? It's not necessary. What's the risk thing? Listen, there's no such thing as Israel. If you do a DNA test, nothing shows Israel. It'll show Ukraine, Romania, fucking Poland. That's why in Israel it's banned to do a DNA test. It is banned to do a DNA test. He's such an idiot.
دلم برات خیلی تنگ شده. دلم برات خیلی تنگ شده.
Palestine is a place where unicorns come from because it doesn't exist. The worst part about living in Palestine is you have to live next door to Jews, for fuck's sake.
This video contains images that may disturb some viewers.
The video is violent and extreme. 8 men are dragged into the center of an intersection in Gaza City. We'll pause the video here, but they're then shot several times.
Because of what? No, because of all the shit that you guys did. People misinform them. And the child pregnancy amongst Muslims is skyrocketing.
Yeah, document and put it in this.
In what world do you claim genocide? The population, the population has gone up.
Where at least I could shoot my guns. I wish you motherfuckers would shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's doing it outside again.
Right on. Do it to you again.
I love homegrown American white trash like you. It's so amazing. Shooting your guns out your window.
I'm on my back porch shooting my gun range.
Selena girl.
That's what he wants. Fuck yeah.
I love that, man. Practice makes perfect.
If I did that, I would get 20 cop cars pull up and they'd take me in jail. And they'd take my guns away. I told you he was gay.
No, I mean, but you act like I don't know, I've been there or not. Dude, I know the difference between Sunni, Shia, and Kurds, and the difference between all the Middle East.
What about Orthodox, Hasidic, Zionism? What about those kind of stuff?
What about?
Oh, I love it, dude. I'm a Zionist. I mean, Ahura Mazda, the duality of God, from that was 1,500 years before Jesus was born. You want to talk about reading the Tao Te Ching? Because he was an Iranian that went to India and then read Buddhism and came back and then started Zoroastrianism in 1300 BC.
You should read the Talmud.
Do you really want to play with a guy that wanted to be a history teacher?
Listen, the Talmud states that none of us are human unless we're Jews. So just be careful with that.
What do your hadiths say about the Jews?
To respect their religion, but it's not my hadith though.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely not true. Absolutely. What fucking world do you live in?
Islam says that just
Listen,
Muslims
I have
go to
Muslim
heaven.
friends, I have Jewish friends, I have Christian friends.
No, but you're also stupid.
I'm not stupid. So
Have you ever read a hadith or the Quran?
I read every single book, the Torah, the Quran, and the...
No, you have not. You're a liar. If you say that the hadith say to respect Jews, go back to sucking his cock. Just be quiet.
Listen, man. Tell your father to stick his tongue deep down your asshole.
Okay. You know what's cool? You guys can look this up. You see, I'm half Corsican. You can look up Corsica still. I think 15% of their population is Muslim because you have this problem with them there. But for years and years and years, they did not have a mosque on the island. Because every time they try to build it, and you can look this up, Corsica Muslims, and it'll probably give you a shit ton of stories. And then they burn it down during construction, or they had a prayer room, and whatever they were bitching too much about not having a mosque, they would throw a chopped off pig heads into the prayer room and.
What the fuck are you saying, bro? That's 100% wrong. I have friends.
I think that's fucking amazing. I think it's fucking amazing. You can look it up.
And then what they'd also do is there was a couple of imams that they were complaining about, and that were saying we want a mosque, and then they'd end up murdering them. And you know what their biggest problem is though is that in Corsica they have a nationalist separatist movement, and it's a very well armed, very criminal island, and they just did not tolerate them. And it's almost like they had apartheid in Corsica, which is pretty fucking cool if you ask me. Really cool.
Oh, you change your picture, man.
I want your ass. I gotta hack your account. I got account.
Yeah.
What?
If you look at the flag of Corsica, it is literally a chopped off Moor's head. It's literally a chopped off Moor's head. I'm dead serious. Look at it.
I gotta hack your account, bitch.
Hello, Pepe.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm guessing it was during Barbary Pirate era.
I think you can remember me. You can remember me. We spoke yesterday, right? You can remember.
I talked to a lot of Muslims.
Okay. Anyways, I followed many people here on this club, and every day I see them here on the same rooms, saying the same things, spreading hatred against Islam.
Listen, when everyone's in their casket,
But brother, it's not you. I am leading a crusade against the Muslim and the Jew. They're both horrible people. Don't worry. I'm not mistreating you.
Why do you have the same topic every day? Why don't you have various topics?
Dude, honestly, Pepe, I'm not opposed to your idea. I mean, I want there to be a state of Israel, but I don't give a fuck about the Jews in Israel.
I'm gonna shut up. I'm talking to Pepe. Why don't you have any other topics to discuss?
You want to talk to Pepe?
It's because look at the room I'm in. I didn't make this room. I'm not even a moderator in it, so I didn't pick this topic.
We're just looking at the facts, Mohammed. Facts.
But every day you are in a room to
it's Memorial Day. That's fine.
insult Muslim. Every day you are in a room to discuss to insult other people. I don't know why. There's not.
Have you ever thought about having Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Because you can't be redeemed. You can't become one with the Lord, and you can go to heaven.
Actually, I believe in Jesus Christ.
Okay, but do you believe He's God? Well, you don't believe He's God. Unfortunately, that's got it.
Yes. But I believe in Him. But I don't believe He's God. I believe He's an apostle, a messenger of God, but I don't believe Him.
I disagree.
Well, your Quran says the Bible is 100% true, and the Bible says that Jesus is God. And like for you to say He's not God, that means that your Quran contradicts itself.
No. Quran says
your Quran is contradicting itself because either the Bible is true or it's not true.
Well, it is not
It's
what
true,
Quran
but
says.
it's true, but
Quran
scriptures
not true.
were modified. Some
By
scriptures were
whom
modified.
and by when?
Anyways, I'm not talking about
By whom and when?
religions.
But you're just making up a falsity. That's a false narrative.
Thank you.
Yeah, you just saying that it got changed. You won't tell me what verses
Now you are
when.
Let me talk to Pepe, please. Let me talk to Pepe. Okay, thank you so much. So now
He thinks you're
everyone
Well,
down.
hold on. Let him talk.
Yes, now you are letting everyone down that you get paid to do this every day because it is impossible for anyone to waste his time every day insulting another religion on Clubhouse.
Oh yeah, you're the one who said I'm a Mossad agent. I forgot. Dude,
Yes.
I'm pretty pissed off because you're blowing my fucking cover. I have to sit around, okay, talking to these.
Not only you, many other people like Globe, Ocean, M,
What's
Mash,
wrong with
all
insulting religions? What's the problem
all
with
the
it?
moderators,
What's the
Globe,
problem with
Ocean,
insulting religion?
Mash, all these people are Mossad agents. I doubt.
Where's my fucking
Honestly,
money?
I don't know. I don't doubt. I don't doubt.
Mohammed, what's the problem with insulting
I don't have time. You know our problems with Zionism. I don't have time to be on Clubhouse every day insulting Zionists. Honestly, I don't have time.
You didn't mention me, so I am from Muhadarat al-Israeliyah.
Okay, no problem. I'm talking about Pepe because I notice him every day on this Clubhouse insulting Islam. This is not normal.
Well, what can I say? The country I work for has a lot of bucks to throw at people like me. That's all it is.
No, you have to be a good person. You don't have to be different, okay? Just as Jesus Christ
Who
said.
says
Jesus
that we
Christ said, you
shouldn't
love
be
your enemies,
insulting
right?
beliefs? Who says that we shouldn't be
Jesus
insulting
Christ.
beliefs?
If you're a good
Insult
Christian,
beliefs if they are
Muhammad
stupid.
said The hour will not be
Jesus Christ
started
said,
until you fight
Just a
Jews.
second.
And the
Just a
stone
second.
behind which a Jew will be
Individuals
hiding will say, "Oh,
need to be
Muslim, there is a
respected.
Jew hiding behind me, so
Yes.
kill him."
Just a
Jesus
second.
Christ,
Muhammad.
that I love, as Muslims said, love your enemies.
No, no.
Okay,
No,
Jesus
no,
Christ said
just a
this.
second.
So if you're a good
If you're
Christian, you don't have to
talking about-
insult
No, the Messiah kills their fucking enemies. I can promise you that much.
Muhammad, there are two different things. If we are talking about people or beliefs, okay, I certainly will not respect beliefs. There are many stupid beliefs in the world, and I'm not going to respect them. Just a
He
second, let me
always
finish.
says Muslims.
Let me
He always
finish.
speaks
Hey,
about
Muhammad, shut the fuck up, asshole. Mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Let me
Mute
finish.
yourself right now. Muhammad, mute yourself.
You mute yourself.
Mute yourself. Mute yourself. No, I'm telling you to mute yourself. Okay, fine. If you're not going to mute yourself,
يا خنزير ابن خنزير.
you don't want to fucking listen? Okay. Go ahead, Masa.
I don't know why people think that we should respect their beliefs and their religions. No, beliefs are not to be respected. Okay, we can disagree with your belief. We can hate your belief. We can disrespect your belief if it's stupid to us. Okay, that's people who should be respected as individuals, as long as they are respecting the others. That's it. We are not supposed to respect your beliefs. We're not supposed to respect your religion. Okay? So I don't understand why you keep coming and crying like you don't respect our religion. You disrespect our beliefs. We are not supposed to do that. That's it.
Okay, so Pepe, would you respect the belief that would say about the Christians, fight those who do not believe in Allah among the people of the book? The people of the book is you, Christians, until they pay the jizya, which is like a tax. Would you respect them if they say, kill them wherever you encounter them?
No, in fact, I just don't want them. I mean, I personally just wouldn't play that game. I just
Okay, so fuck them.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna be, I mean, it's hard to talk to Muslims mainly because I know that such a good chunk of them do not say to us what they actually think and what they're actually and what they're willing to accept from other Muslims in regards to how they would treat us or look at us. So I just personally just think they're people that are best avoided. Like they should just remain in the Middle East where they are and not be in the West like at all, except for very small numbers. That's always been my view. I don't hate them or anything, and I really care less what their religion says. I'm not a religious person, but the problematic part is that they not only is their religion like inherently intolerant, but it's a religion of conquest where they have to try to subjugate and take over other people. And what Islam? What is the whole? Essentially, what is Islam? It's submission to God. They expect you to submit, and that's
Wrong. It's a submission to Muhammad and God. There's a difference there. It's not submission to God. It is submission to Muhammad, the messenger. Hello?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. You're not going to have me and I do get like this snotty pretentiousness about me, I guess you can say, where it's like, you guys want me to submit to this hairy, backwards, child raping, third world, fucking warlord from the 4th century? No, go fuck yourselves. I mean, I don't want to see it. I mean, it's a term that used to get used a lot, but they call it a mud religion. It's just beneath us. And that's like largely how I feel about Islam. See, but the only difference is that I don't seek out Muslims to hurt them or God damn it. Your mic, dude.
I'm just saying, like, I seek out Muslims.
Your mic's not making so much noise.
Like, it's 9 o'clock.
Okay, let's relax on the gun there.
But reality is though is that I'm not somebody who number one, I don't get offended if somebody has different beliefs. I mean, I think if Christians and Jews are even honest with each other, they find each other's religions somewhat offensive to each other. But they're not really, they don't really, I think there's like a maturity or an understanding there where it's like, okay, we have these differences of beliefs and we kind of have to live with each other, so we just won't go there. But you don't really have this, you don't see like either group really wanting to hurt the other or force them.
Like you don't want to force conversions, and you don't want to be killed because of your beliefs. It's really simple.
Yeah, and unfortunately that's kind of where Islam is, and I don't know. You can call it like Islamophobic because I am calling it out. I don't care about labels. I mean, you can call me Islamophobic all you want.
Pepe, what would you do if like they would live like amongst you in America, but like in such a huge amount of them that they would like teach the children to bind like bombs onto their bodies, go into groups of Christians and blow themselves up? How would you like that?
Well, I'm not going to. This may sound cold, but if you have to live with a population like that, it's going to likely turn into what would become a civil war and probably a genocide. Where, let's say you had a European population and they had, like, let's say close to 50% of the population was Muslim and they were committing terrorist attacks, like with children. And when I use the term genocide, I mean they would want it so that every Muslim, despite their role, they'd probably kill them. I mean, just realistically, and in a way, it's like how else do you stop it from reoccurring? A lot of people they hear the term genocide and they think, oh my God, that's so horrible, but genocides have happened many times, and like the Assassins, where the assassin, the term comes from.
Commercial.
They were
nighttime.
Very violent, brutal people that
variety shows. Such as
they really weaponized assassination.
My act didn't have anything in it that I really had to.
Who was it that ended up killing them? They said, okay, well, you know what, just kill every man, woman, and child.
Objectionable language so much.
That was that. They were off the face of this planet.
Two jokes in the course
that problem never occurred again.
One of them was about Muhammad Ali. He was the world champion.
It may be like anti-Christian to do, but if you're being 100% logical, sometimes like I'm not advocating for this. But think about like in the past in tribal regions.
And as a result,
sometimes genocide is literally the only way you can persist.
He couldn't fight.
And no longer have to deal with an attack from the other
side.
So I had
two jokes in this monologue. One of them was about George Wallace, the racist governor of Alabama, who was
how are
running
they
for president.
doing? Are they like?
And he had a thing he used to like to say. He would make fun of liberals in the North, calling them pointy-headed intellectuals. He would call that was his code word for the Jewish establishment in the Northeast intellectual Washington, New York corridor. The liberal
it's just the numbers weren't.
That was his shorthand for that.
I mean, compared to Biden's, the numbers were.
And I had two
higher because they were just letting a bunch of people in.
George Wallace keeps talking about pointy-headed
just not
intellectuals.
deporting it.
Have you ever seen the sheets they wear down there?
That many people compared to like even Obama.
Pointy-headed sheets of the Ku Klux Klan. Another
joke. Yeah, but I think his people that he's going after is way more strategic.
Muhammad Ali's job.
He's going after child traffickers, like people that all the worst of the worst.
He killed people.
And yeah, he's catching other people in between, but like,
I'm not gonna kill them.
Dude, like we've been saving kids for the last 2 years. Like nobody's ever heard. Like I think it was last week, 37 kids just got found.
The producer Bob Precht came to me. He was the son-in-law.
Like 37 kids that were being trafficked.
One of those jokes you can keep. The other one has to go.
Yeah,
when they use child trafficking, though, people's mind automatically goes to
in other words, it was the sheer
sex trafficking. A lot of
that disturbed me.
How many of these kids are going to actual family member or being sent by family in Mexico to live with other family members that are already here?
Bias and bigotry in the South.
Well, it was 37 kids in a brothel.
So I chose the Muhammad Ali joke to stay in because
No,
it was a smarter joke.
I feel like you can look it up and you'd be able to see it within the last 2
Only one
weeks.
joke that bothers people per bit or something. I don't know. Strange.
Yeah, in other words, say that.
I get the bracelets that they all wear. I know which way they're going based on their bracelets. Because they'll wear different colored bracelets that tell the coyote people to, where they're ultimately going to end up.
But in Mexico, they use their bracelets more or less to show where you are in the process of whether or not you need it.
Alright, man.
Well, when I did I just started
it's popular under Obama. So under Obama, so when you had the huge flood of people coming across the border, they were turning themselves in. Even though they were turning themselves into the border, which obviously is the best thing to do, you declare asylum and then they're deported several years away. So, that's the best way into the country. And when they were coming across, many of them would have their bracelets on, but as they were coming across the border, what they were doing is they were dumping their. So basically, at the checkpoints, it was the desert was littered with the different colored bracelets.
When God wants to make
they also, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because they're trying to gain asylum under a fake identity, but there's a shit ton of passports and like driver's licenses and different ID cards that they would just dump right before they cross the border.
Pepe, what do you think about Trump making that executive order that, if you're going to get a green card, you have to wait outside the United States to get approval? What do you think about that one that just happened?
I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Wow. Let's go next.
Yeah, so one of the deals with that is that when they did that the first time, I remember there was a shitload of people down here just south of the border here in TJ, and they were not being bad people, but the problem was they were just they were stuck. So they would literally get tents, or they would have tents. I want to say tent farms, I guess, where they'd fill baseball fields full of tents, and everybody would stay there, and then they kicked the people out of the field, and they made a new one or something like that. Yeah, so
you gotta fucking stop.
It was really
when God wants
kind
to
of a
make you
nuisance,
successful,
but
he
is a
That's a you problem.
Yeah, where I come from, we call that a personal problem.
Well, no, I'm just explaining to you what it was like when they did that the first time, because nobody ever gets to see that.
Dude, it's been happening throughout history, bro.
Well, nobody ever gets to see it if you're on the U.S. side, because you're not down here, so you don't
I can read it in the book.
Well, you can, but it's a little different.
Well, when you've been there, done that, and got the T-shirts, do you think I care?
Oh, I know you don't care. It's okay. It's just from somebody that's down here, from somebody's perspective that's down here, that's I'm not used to the shit, but I got to see it up front. Yeah, it was a little distracting.
Yeah, but you got the people in Tijuana, the way you said, TJ. I know what you meant. Like, you know, you got people in Tijuana living in tent cities around with your, like, outskirts, whatnot, or in baseball fields, as you said. Like, you know, but, like, the reality is, like, why when you come from Guatemala would you not ask for refugee in Mexico? Why are you coming to America? Why are you passing a whole country to get to our country? Like, if you were really in, like, a hurtful place, you would go to the first country that wasn't yours and ask for asylum. Why are you moving across multiple countries to come to get to ours?
Well, the reason why they bypass Mexico is because Mexico pays, you know, $20 a day, as opposed to in America it's $20 an hour now. So, you know, or $15 to $20 an hour instead of per day. So, you know, that's the reason why
the cost of living is different. Like,
yeah, but they don't have nearly as many jobs available for them, and of course, yes, the pay is a lot less, and it's also one thing you have to understand is Mexico somewhat tolerates people getting funneled through their country, but they're actually pretty strict on illegal immigration. They're notorious for hypercritically saying, "Oh, why don't you guys take more people in?" You know, saying that to America, but like even like their last socialist president AMLO, he was 100% against Central American immigration. They expel and deport Americans all the time for overstaying visas. Like with Americans, it's often because they are increasing the prices of rental property.
What's liquor?
It's like, I don't know what it means in Arabic, but
yeah, my Arabic is shway. It's on a Majnun.
We don't speak Arabic.
Like shway means so, and Majnun means crazy as fuck. Like, you know, like Salamu Alaikum, like Shakum Maku, Ismi Ibrahim. Yeah, I'm a dumbass redneck from Georgia, but yeah, I speak like 11 languages.
Ophir, that's a beautiful picture. The guy looks like a Alhamdulillah, and he's a Zionist.
This is Arabi left.
Oh, poor guy.
terrible.
Got his feelings hurt.
My condolences.
My question is, why is he riding his girlfriend?
They're masochists, and they like to dominate their prey.
Because he's kind of nothing else better to do, right?
Hee-haw. I just want to dedicate a little song to a fake place called Palestine. Never existed, never will exist, and will always just be a part of a figment of your imagination. Faustin! Amcha Yisrael!
I'm Israel Fire.
And he never had one lesson.
Now, I'm sorry if you think you're from Palestine, or I'm sorry if you call yourself a Palestiner. Unfortunately, it's going to be developed into luxury real estate, casinos, parking lots, malls, airports, beaches.
Dude, and the canal that will go from the Persian Gulf all the way to the Mediterranean, right through Gaza from Israel.
Well, there's a lot of talk that when Donald Trump retires from the presidency, that he will be appointed king of the new Gaza.
Well, he joked that he was going to be prime minister of something, right? Another country.
Yeah, he says he could win the election in Israel right now.
Dude, I want him when he's being president. I want him to go down to Cuba and run that bitch.
Well, he said he could be elected in Venezuela. Venezuela.
Oh, Venezuela. Our great partners down there.
Venezuelans would vote for him hands over fist.
Isn't it amazing that one motherfucker, Maduro, that one motherfucker can hold up prosperity, abundance for everybody because he's a goddamn communist, socialist, fascist? Isn't it amazing that just a very small minority, an individual, can cause so many problems?
Bro, and his brother was worse.
Maduro.
Like all those regimes that were in Venezuela, like they went from brother to brother. Like,
no, it wasn't. We went from Hugo Chavez to
his brother. It went from Chavez to his brother, and then Maduro. You're right. I apologize.
It never went. No, Nicolas Maduro ended up preceding him. He was appointed as the successor of Hugo Chavez right away. I think you might be thinking of like Cuba or some shit. I don't know.
I might be a little bit high. I've been rolling a couple blunts today. I'm sorry.
I just want to dedicate a little song to a fake place called Palestine. Never existed.
I want to call
will exist.
One.
And will always just be
Uno.
a part of a figment
Dos.
of your imagination.
Tres. Delete my picture, you faggot.
I'd slap you with my penis in the forehead and mushroom stamp you.
Well, it's not my picture, by the way. It's someone else. Leave it.
والله العظيم هذا
كيفنا
صورتي أنا فلسطيني من الفلسطين.
Mashallah.
You already know I have connection.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Listen, I'll tell you something.
Wa alaikum assalam. Afwan habibi. Lamak habibi.
cannot pronounce the name of my own country.
Palestine did not exist. It was the Ottoman Empire.
John.
You keep rewriting history to make your own shit and tell us Dina, and y'all can take that one and shove it at your fucking forebrain.
You know what? Today is the death of the 5-year anniversary of the death of George Floyd.
Who was that? Was that the criminal guy that was passing off counterfeit bills? That was turned into an ideological propaganda operation, a psyop against the American people on behalf of the CIA and Barack Hussein Obama?
No, but if he got arrested today, that would symbolize something, right? Corruption.
Who, Jack Crockett? I would love for that dumb bitch to get arrested.
Yeah, same with Ilhan Omar. When are we going to get that arrest? Because they said that they were going to bring an indictment against her for immigration fraud.
And her brother.
By the way, she did say that she didn't marry her brother, which
Hello?
Her husband is.
Hello?
That's not
Hello?
true. Listen, you piece of shit, man. Look what he's saying. He's about her husband. What the fuck are you saying? Are you on drugs?
Yes, actually.
Are you on a fake visa to be able to be a
fucking
congressman?
guy, retarded, man. He's American. That's why he's retarded, by the way. He's American, man.
Well, you sound like you're a Somali trying to protect
Man, that's why I'm living. What do I say?
He's not a Somali. He claims to be Palestinian.
Yeah, Ilhan Omar is not married. Forgive this guy. Because
You come from a country that doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
How much you bet if that's true? How much you bet?
That everything
How much you bet? Be like a man. Just I'm gonna see you, man.
That's one question. I'm answering your question. The answer is the fact that everybody says that she married her brother. How many times did she?
How much you bet?
Can I answer your question without you interrupting?
I don't deal with the retarded.
Are you gonna interrupt?
I guess you don't deal with yourself then.
I don't deal with the retarded.
I was telling you the answer.
I don't deal with the retarded.
Well, I mean, like, you're retarded.
Sorry, jackass.
The reality is, if it's defamation or slander by either writing it down or saying that she married her brother, why has she not brought a civil suit against anybody that ever brought it up?
I don't think he understands what you're saying.
But
you have
She would have to prove it.
You have to tell him in a third grade level, guys. He's not going to understand what you said.
One of the reasons she wouldn't bring suit is
you should have. Listen, if that's true,
depositions, they could ask her anything.
But you have proof, yes or no?
Yes, we have plenty of proof.
Well, the problem with that, whenever you sue somebody, you get this.
Public.
Oh my God!
Sue you.
All right, amazing. But when you sue somebody, you get discovery. So they will. She has to release all of this personal shit. She would never.
You. And you have to answer the question.
Whatever Zionists say, I'm not. Whatever they say,
They won't go through.
You know, the greatest.
They won't disclose that amount of information.
The biggest tragedy is that Israeli intelligence didn't see October 7th, and they didn't have an auxiliary force ready to utterly wipe out the invaders and decimate them from every angle and surprise attack them as they surprise attack the Israeli concert goers at Supernova. It's just such a shame that Israeli intelligence didn't have the knowledge of the impending attack, so they could have wiped them all out and then prepared for a massive invasion to wipe out the remaining enemy forces in the
Oh my God.
Becky, look at her butt. She looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends. Baby got back. LA face with Oakland booty.
I remember that too.
Statopesia. I still remember it from the nice constructive rooms I would have basically about black people for like a couple years straight on this app. Statopesia. It's where the fat accumulation on the buttocks that is seen of women of West African, Central African descent.
Is that called the
I
ledge?
actually think there might be an evolutionary reason why
It's a ledge.
Appreciate
It's a ledge.
a nice big bum, and because all of their women had it, that must have
She
kind of,
married her brother.
you know, it's strong selection or well, it wouldn't be strong selection, but if like natural selection had a role in it, it could be that they like the big
Pepe.
butt women, so they procreate with them, and that's why they have a lot of big butts.
Pepe, do you believe in the theory of evolution?
Yeah.
So the question about evolution always comes down to genetic mutation. Like there can be no evolution without genetic mutation. Natural selection alone can't create new species. So how do you explain R-word genetic mutations creating non-R word, genetic mutation? How do you get around the genetic mutation with regards to the progression, of speciation?
I don't know. So genetic drift has more to do with the genes changing. That at least that's from what I've been told. So I mean, it's interesting. So if you look at, like, a lot of people can't tell them apart, but like bonobos and chimpanzees, which they are 99.6% genetically similar. But I mean, they literally differ by millions of years in evolution. If you look at chimpanzees and humans, I believe it's right at around 99%. Like we're also tens of millions of years away from them. But if you look at all of the archaic hominids that have been dug up, that were, you see like a progression of human-like, like archaic hominids that were gradually became more anatomically modern, like to us today. I mean, I don't know. I think it's like, I think with modern DNA, it's kind of hard to go against that fact that there was like an evolution occurred.
Well, my point about that one, Pepe, is like, we know that there are one-celled organisms that are like bacteria that are on this planet. Name me one two-celled organism. And the answer is you can't. Like, you know, you go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256.
Okay, we get the progression.
Like, yeah, but we don't have, we still have one-celled organisms, and we have us as multi-celled organisms. But you're saying we came from one-celled organisms, but there are no two-cell or three,
no idea.
like
yeah,
4 cells or
okay, I don't want to go.
cells.
Yeah, but I don't want to go back that
But
far.
there's no evidence of any of it. But you have a presupposition that there's some version of evolution.
No, there is evidence. There's a preponderance of evidence.
Show me a two-celled organism.
Jesus Christ! Shut your fucking mouth. God.
Hold on. What's up? I woke up, guys. What the fuck is going on here? How did this room come to this fucking conversation already?
Who?
But the people that were heated, just
Who?
left.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Fuck, I missed it all, huh?
Well, we literally beat the shit out of them. So, and then they just happened to leave,
So, Father, this is a room of the victors.
Yes, we're taking our victory lap, and whatever,
I just don't understand Pepe's version of evolution.
Dude, the DNA that going back for fucking millions of years, there's links there.
Deoxyribonucleic acid. What are we talking about? Like links? What links?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're talking to a guy that did biomolecular chemistry, so I mean.
So that makes you a geneticist. Amazing.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure I understand quite a bit more than I think you do.
Oh, really? Oh, so are you going to tell me